Hey guys, I'm Rail Rider. One of my favorite parks I've ever been to is Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. The 2 times I've been to this park, I've enjoyed it a lot, to the greenery and even to the food, which most theme parks lack on. But how about the roller coasters, you may be asking? Well, I'm going to rank the top 7 roller coasters at Silver Dollar City. This is just my opinion, and if you disagree, you can tell me in the comments below. Now let's get into the video. 7. The Grand Expedition Coaster. Starting off last, we have the Grand Expedition Coaster. This is a really obvious last pick, as it's nothing special. Grand Expedition is a kiddie coaster made by Zamperla. The coaster stands 13 feet and is basically just an oval with a helix. Enough said about this ride. 6. Fire in the Hole. I personally would not consider this a roller coaster, but it counts as one. Fire in the Hole is an enclosed coaster with different scenes and animatronics. However, there are 3 mild drops throughout the ride, which consider it a roller coaster. I did really enjoy this ride though. It was relaxing and the animatronics were pretty cool. Sadly, I doubt you can ride this ride anymore, as it closes December 30th, which is really soon. But in 2024, there will be a better and more renovated version. 5. Thunderation. This coaster is a runaway mine train themed coaster, which is a pretty common theme throughout family coasters. This aerodynamics coaster is 48 miles per hour and 81 feet tall. I do enjoy this ride, but I have to be in the mood for it, because this is a pretty bumpy and jostly ride. There's 3,022 feet of track, which also makes it a long coaster. Sometimes I like this ride for the bumpiness, because that's what makes it fun and intriguing, but sometimes it's too much where you want to get off. Either way, you should ride this coaster as it's very fun. 4. Powder Keg. Powder Keg is an S&S still launch coaster. The launch is 64 miles per hour and has 3,500 feet of track, which is great. The max height is 110 feet, and for this ride having no inversions, it's pretty fun. You're launched upwards over a hill, then move through the track that has various turns turning you to your side. Near the end of the ride, there's a lift hill, which after you drop from it, you do a helix and go back to the station. Overall, this ride is pretty fun. 3. Wildfire. Wildfire is the first coaster on this list that has an inversion. This is a B&M style coaster. You start out with the lift hill, which plummets you down 155 feet, and immediately after, you do an element called a millman. This is when the coaster does a partial loop and turns right into a twist. Then right after this, the coaster hits you with a vertical loop. Then after that, you make a turn and you're met with the cobra roll, which is my personal favorite part of this ride. Right after that, of course, you have a corkscrew, which takes you to a turn where you get pretty low to the ground, and you're back at the station. This coaster isn't really long in time-wise, but there's still 3,000 feet of track, and it goes 66 miles per hour. 2. Time Traveler. Some people might not agree with me on this one, and don't get me wrong, I love Time Traveler, and it's one of my favorite roller coasters of all time, but I think the first spot deserves it more. Time Traveler is a spinning coaster, which is really unique. It also has 2 launches and 3 inversions, which is wild. Time Traveler has 3,000 feet of track, goes 50 miles per hour, and its max height is 100 feet. Right when you get out of the loading station, you're met with a surprising 90-degree vertical angle drop. After this, you have a couple of small elements, but soon, you're brought with your first launch, which brings you 0 to 47 miles per hour in 3 seconds. Then, you're hit with a horseshoe. A horseshoe is a pretty sharp turn, but you face outward of the coaster. After, you're met with a 95-foot vertical loop and a 0G roll. After this, it might seem like the ride is over, but nope, there's more. While you're going 30 miles per hour, you get another launch, which makes you go 30 miles to 45 miles per hour. And after that, it does a couple more elements until you're back at the loading station. And you guys gotta remember, you're spinning the whole ride. This ride is really like no other. If you're at this park, you really need to try this ride, as it's a 9.5 out of 10. 1. Outlaw Run. Outlaw Run is a great ride, and I know that other people agree with me because it's won awards for being so good. Outlaw Run is a wooden coaster made by RMC. Even though it's wooden, it has insane stats, including a 162-foot drop. It goes 68 miles per hour and has about 3,000 feet of track. Probably the most impressive thing about Outlaw Run is that it has 3 inversions. This is the most inversions on a wooden roller coaster. One inversion is an overbanked turn, and the other one is my personal favorite part of this ride, the double heartline roll. This element is placed near the end of the ride, and it's a 360-degree roll on one axis. Some people also call it a barrel roll. There are also other great elements like a wave turn, which gives you a lot of force. I've ridden Outlaw Run so many times, and the seating really changes the experience compared to other coasters. When you're in the front, you have a better view of the landscape and trees around the coaster, and it's also really smooth. But when you're near the back, it gets bumpier and more aggressive. The change in experience is like none other coaster. No matter what, if you ever go to Silver Dollar City, you need to ride this, as it's one of my top 10 favorite roller coasters of all time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Videos like these take a long time to make, so if you could like or subscribe, it will really help a lot. Silver Dollar City is really such a great park to visit. It's so well maintained, the food is great, and there's so much greenery. Tell me what rankings you guys would change in the comments, or tell me some new video suggestions, maybe I'll do them. Anyways, with all that, I'm out.